So clearly a lot of people are going to be harmed by this in the sense that there's a popular phrase going around Twitter right now that says that this is a transfer of wealth from plumbers to PhDs. It's going to harm lower income Americans, and it's subsidizing wealthier Americans who have a higher earning potential because of the college degree that they chose to take a loan out for. How do we litigate this since it's pretty obviously unconstitutional and illegal? Who does that, and how does it work?
Well, that may prove a real challenge. The difficulty here is finding a plaintiff whom the courts will conclude has standing to challenge this. And there are a number of challenges. Number one, all the plumbers that are getting screwed, who are paying taxes but not getting a benefit. The courts have a longstanding doctrine that there is not taxpayer standing, that you and I can't file a lawsuit saying the government is spending on something that's illegal and I pay taxes, so don't do that. So as a general matter, just being a taxpayer is not sufficient for the courts to conclude you have standing to challenge an expenditure of funds. You have to find someone who was harmed by the expenditure of funds. Now, there are a couple of avenues you could try to do. You could try to find someone with student loans who made $130,000 a year, and so who was ineligible because the cutoff is $125,000. And you could argue that they're harmed by a differential and illegal benefit being given to someone similarly situated today by forgiving the person's loans with $125,000, but not forgiving the person's loans with $130,000. That, it's not at all clear a court would buy that argument. You could try it, and finding someone who almost qualified would be your best hook at making it's almost an equal protection type argument that this is being unfairly applied in a way that is contrary to law. There's a second way you could try to do it, which is you could try to bring a lawsuit on behalf of a current student, and you could argue that the inevitable effect of this forgiveness will be to cause universities to jack up their tuition even further and to raise the cost of education, which is indisputably correct. The challenge you would face in litigation is there's a real chance a court would say that that harm is too attenuated. That's too far down the causal chain for the plaintiff to have a concrete injury sufficient to bring a challenge.